Hi, this is Jeff from Cause4Auction. In this video, I'm going to cover kind of the day of activities and give you an overview of what to expect when you run your own event. These are the typical questions that come up, so I'm just going to walk through your stuff and kind of train you a little bit. So hopefully this helps. So here we're at the admin login page, so I'm just going to go ahead and log into our demo account that we've been doing in this series of videos. And added a couple items and some bidders so you can get the idea. But this is our event, and this is what you would see. So let's go ahead and just go to the page here. Well, let me show you what the bidder page looks like here. So this is the actual event page. You got 3 items here. This is what people will see when they come and bid on stuff. So one of the first things that people have been bidding throughout the week, and when they come to your event, a lot of times some people have the most common thing is, okay, I don't have a bidder number, right? And so one way, if you have a table you can set up, is you would just basically go to your auction, and if you go to manage bidders, you can add a new bidder from this manage bidders page by clicking add new bidder, filling this information, and just hitting submit. And what will happen is with this email, phone, and phone carrier, we'll text them their new bidder number. And from then on out, they'll be able to use that bidder number throughout the event. So here I've already created several, including myself. I created some dummy accounts here, so you get the idea. But that's pretty much that simple. The better way is if you can just get people to just make a bid. They actually don't need to be pre-registered. And so the first time they make a bid, we'll ask them for their information in the exact fields that you just saw, and they'll enter it themselves on their phone, and they'll get texted their bidder number, and you actually don't have to do anything. So you have a couple different options on how you want to do that. It's really up to you. The next thing is, okay, I've bid on stuff and I have a question like, oh, I forgot my bidder number. What is it, right? And so then what you would do is, as the admin, anything to do with bidders, you just come to manage bidders and click on that. And you'll see that this is sorted by alphabetical, and just look for their name and just tell them what their bidder number is. And that's usually the best way to do that. Another common thing bidders say, well, is I forgot my password. What can I do? So here what you would do is you'd find the bidder number. Say in this case, you ask them, what's your bidder number? And they say, oh, I'm bidder number 4. So they can type in bidder number 4 here. Say, look up, and it'll take them here. And then what you do is right here, there's this change bidder password. If you click on this, you can just change the password to whatever it is they want it to be, and that'll be it. They also have a way to reset their own password, so it'll be obvious for them on how to do that. So let me go back here to our item list. The other thing is, before your event, one thing I would mention is we have this printable item card. So this button at the top of your page allows you to actually print all your items cards with one button click. So if you let me go back here. If you click on print item cards, it'll take you to this page, and if they say click to print, it'll open up your printer page, and it'll print. You'll see the different pages that will come out for the different items. And all you got to do is print it and put it into like a placard or however you want to lay it out. If for some reason you want to go to a specific item, say you want to go to this Caribbean vacation, I would come here, and then you can actually print this individual item card as well, and this is what it would look like, and and then just say click to print. So that's how you print item cards. So the next thing that's probably now imagine people are coming to your event, you're able to add them to the event, and they're there, everyone's bidding now. And so it's probably the most common question you get from a bidder is, how do I bid? Okay, so what you can do is most phones nowadays have something called QR app, okay? And if they have this QR app downloaded, they'll be able to scan the item card's QR code. So if we look at this guy, this right here is called a QR code. If they scan this with their phone, it'll take them right to that particular item. So that's really that's one way to get to the item. The other way is when you add them as a bidder, in the welcome message that they received with their bidder number, there'll be a link there, and all they have to do is click on that link, and it'll take them to the auction. So I'm going to quickly demonstrate how to bid on an item. And if we go back to our page here, let's pretend that I'm now on the page, either through the QR code or through the link in the email or text message. So this is what they would see. And I say, okay, well, I want to bid on this Tesla. So I would come to this, see details, and I see, okay, well, current price is $130,000. No problem. I really want this, so I'm going to place a bid. Okay, so I will place a bid. On this page, it'll say, what's your bidder number? And I know a bidder number. So this is the case where if someone doesn't have a bidder number, they would actually just click on this button and they could self-register. But since I know my bidder number, I'm going to go ahead and put mine in, bidder number 1. And okay, so it says, okay, well, what is the bid that you want to do? Well, I really want this car, so I'm going to set it to $140,000. All right, and this information is correct, so I'm going to go ahead and place bid. And that's it. I've bid, and I am now the high bidder. Okay, so that's as simple as it is. That's all they have to do. And if they get outbid, they'll get a text message, and they can repeat the process. Another nice feature of our system is if kind of throughout the night they don't remember what they've bid on, if you click on this My Bids thing and put in my bidder number 1, and then I don't have a password, so I'm just going to say log in. These are all the things that I've bid on right now. And so far I'm the highest bidder on these two items. Okay, so this is a nice little feature. And if I had something that was I wasn't the highest bidder, you'd see a little you're not the highest bidder. Go ahead and click here to place a bid. So we try to make it as simple as possible. Another common thing that bidders would want to do is there's an item that they're interested in, but they're not sure if they want to bid, and so they just want to kind of follow it. So we have something called favoriting an item. So let me demonstrate that real quick. So let's go back to the auction items, and say I am interested in this 7-day cruise, or 7-day vacation. So let's go ahead and what you do is this little star here. All you got to do is something you're interested in, you just star this thing. And what will happen is when you go back to your My Bids, at the top, there's another tab called My Favorites. And if you click on that, these are all the things that you're interested in, but are just kind of watching, but not ready to bid. And so that's also a way for you to organize. At the end of the night when there's kind of a flurry, that's what you would do. The last thing I'm going to quickly mention is we have this when you're bidding on an item. Let's go here. When you place a bid, there's this thing called a max bid, and what that is if there are a lot of items you're interested in, this max bid, you can set the max bid amount that you're willing to pay for this item, and we will bid the minimum increment for you. So in this example, if I set my max to say $170,000, what would happen is that it would actually only go up to $145,000 on the next bid, and if someone outbid me, the system would automatically bid you up to the next $5,000 increment because the increment was $5,000. And until you hit your max, which would be in my case $170,000. So it's a nice little feature that if you don't want to keep track of everything, you just set the max on the items you're interested in, and then just go enjoy the event, and we'll take care of everything for you. And you would be able to see all that all through here. So that's pretty much it for during the event. I think most people will be able to figure it out. And if you have any questions, you can email or call us, and we'll definitely help you out. So let's kind of fast forward here and go to the end of the night. So let me go back to the auction. Oh, this is the bidder page. So I'll go back to the auction. All right, so I'm going to fast forward and pretend like the auction's over here. So let me change the date. And let's set this back to, say, June 4th. Say submit. Okay, so if we go onto this page now, you'll see that the auction has ended. Okay, so we fast forwarded in time. Auction is over. Okay, the first thing you're going to do, let me refresh this. The first thing that you're going to do is once the auction's over, you, as the admin, will have to manually send out the closure notices. Now, we do this on purpose because a lot of times the end of the auction is not necessarily set, and so things happen. Live auction takes a little bit longer, and so we give you some flexibility to change the time. And if you wanted to extend the time, all you would do is go to Edit Auction Info, come back down here and just change the end time to whatever time you want it to end. Okay. Be careful not to change this too much because your guests will be upset. They are anticipating getting a certain item at the end, and then if you add another 15 minutes, then they kind of get upset. So don't do it too often. All right, so let's go back here to the item list. So to send out the closure notices, now the auction's over, what you do is you come to Manage Bidders, and right here you'll see the Send Closure Notice. Now this link doesn't show up until the auction's actually ended, and so since I've completed the auction, this is now where I would send the closure notices. So go ahead and send that and say, are you sure? You say yes. And now what it'll do is go through and it'll send text messages and emails to all the winners of the auction. And I was the winner of those 2 items, so I just got a text message. And what you'll see on the phone is a link that says, and I'll just show you here, it says, thank you, and your total is, in my case, $140,350. Please check out at, and it has a link there, okay? So this is a good segue. So once you send the closure notices, this is a good segue on the last most common feature is, how do I pay, okay? So in our system, we highly recommend you promote using our self-checkout feature. And the way that is that text message I just read to you, on the person's phone there's a link, and when they click on that link, it'll take them to a credit card processing page. And all they have to do is fill in their credit card information and submit, and they're done, okay? And in that case, what would happen is someone would come up and they would say, okay, I am bidder number 2. And so you'd come to Manage Bidders and you say, okay, bidder number 2, you type in bidder number 2. And on this bidder, you just verify, oh, are you Jane Smith? And they say, yes, I'm Jane Smith. And then what you do is you click on Manage Payments. And here, what you'll see is this, this page right here. And if they did their self-checkout, you'll see it was paid in full. And you can verify that the charge amount here matches, but this means that it matches. And this is the actual charge they did it from their phone. And so this also gives you an itemized list of what they've won, in this case, item number 2. And if you had a basket or something, you could have a runner and say, okay, someone go grab me item number 2. They would go out and grab it, give it to them, they've already paid, and the transaction's done. So that's the easiest case. You don't have to swipe credit card, they've already paid. All you're doing is verifying that they paid and handing over their items. Okay, it's as simple as that. And even better, if it's an item that is, say, like a straight donation, or they don't have to pick up anything, they don't even have to be there. They can be heading home, and they could pay straight from their phone. The other case is someone will come up, and let me go back to Manage Bidders here. Someone will come up and say, okay, I'm ready to pay, okay? And you can actually take payment for them. So I'm going to demonstrate that with myself here. So what you do is come to Manage Bidders, and you say, oh, what's your bidder number? Oh, I'm bidder number 1. So say bidder number 1. Okay, oh, okay, are you Jeff Chang? Yes, I am. Okay, cool. So then you click on Manage Payments, and you'll see here it says Payment Needed, and you just verify, okay, well, I have here 2 items that you've won, total amount $140,350. Okay, and so I say, yep, that sounds right. So then what you do is you could either charge a card or take check and cash. So I'm going to demonstrate charging a card. So charge card. And here you would just type in their credit card number. Now, if you have an iPhone or an iPad, there is a feature that will actually allow you to take a picture of the card and it'll fill in this information for you. But if not, if you have a laptop with a swiper, you can also swipe it. But it's not too hard just to type this stuff information. So this is a test account, so you got a dummy credit card that I'm just going to type in here. CVC, okay, so the charge amount you have to manually type in. This is a security precaution, so we make sure that we charge $143.50. Okay, and it's for the checkout. This is optional if you want to put a description in, and this is the checkout receipt. So by default, we have this set, and what that does is when you submit payment, what will happen is the charge will go through, and we will email them a receipt with all this, basically this information here, as well as your tax ID number for your organization and all that stuff. So it's all on one sheet that they can hand to their accountant. So it's all simple. And so here, now that we've paid for them, it's paid in full. You have your runners go and grab, the keys to the Tesla and the tickets to the romance package, and that's it. And they're done and they're off. Lastly, real quick, instead of charge cards, you could always take check or cash. And it's the same process, just the amount that they wrote the check for. You can even write the check number here if you want. And if it's cash, just say cash and an amount. This is also, real quickly, if they wanted to donate extra at the end of the night, this is where you would go to do either a cash or check or even credit payment, straight donation. And we'll charge them the amount that they want to donate. So that's pretty much it. So that's how you actually do your checkout. And once you're done, at the end of the night, everyone should have paid. I would highly recommend you promote doing the bidder self-checkout because it makes life a lot easier for everybody. And that's it. So if there are any questions, please email us at support@cause4auction.com, and we're here to help.